Why, hello there, sketchmongers and paint masters alike. Shams Nelson here from Pen and Blade.
And teaching here, the Dark Lord of Pen and Blade.
Anyways, so today I was going to talk to you guys about so I did all these drawings, I did all my things, and I was going to explain this to you guys because I think a lot of you are new here and you may not have seen the video where I explained the art curriculum. So where's my page? I lost my page. Bijan, where's my page? See, look, it's the Nestlon Academy of Imagination and Design, bros. Hey, all right. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Thank you. Very helpful. All right. So, we're on Figure Drawing 101, and I kind of got stuck on the muscles because that's a pretty big lesson, which I'll show you here. So basically, what I do, so on each one I have a little thing. So here's the muscles, and I watch some videos. In this case, I did some books instead of the video number 2. And then I do my draw 20, which means I draw 20 is basically the same thing. So here are the 20 guys from front view. And then I do 3/4. And then I do, so here are the 3/4. There's 20 of them. And they're different, you know, like some of them I tried different things out. See, this one's a little more of like a lighter, sketchier style. Here I put a skull on this guy. And you know, like here I tried to do the shapes of the obliques and stuff. So you see I'm trying different things out. I even twisted them and stuff like that. And then here are the backs, which I'm going to do in the next video. I decided, you know, let's do that on its own video. Or else this video will be really long, but I guess it could be really long. But don't neglect the back, because I think the back also helps you understand, I don't know, just the front and everything. And it's not actually as hard as it seems. I'll show you in the next video. But yeah, it's not too hard. There's like, anyways, you'll see. Alright, cool. So I think that's it. And then, oh yeah, and then I wanted to show you. So at some point I also do experimental, bad experimental and creative drawings. So here are them. You can see I wrote bad, experimental, and creative. I just do 1/3 of a page of each. So here's bad, and I was realizing, like, I'm not doing it bad enough. So I was just kind of trying to, like, yeah, just really, like, sometimes I'll do these at the very beginning, actually. Probably that would be my usual way of doing it, is do the bad experiment, or do, you know, just to, like, loosen your hands. So it's good to do it at the end, because then after you've been drawing it and getting really good, then be like, okay, let me just, like, loosen up, like, let it all, you know, like kind of refresh, reset, and then I can come back at it with a fresh mind. So you're doing the experimental one, messing around, just whatever. There's no right or wrong answer. Try out different things. Maybe it's just a different mindset. Maybe it's a different pencil stroke. Maybe use different medium. And then creative, you know, is to just get more creative with it and maybe try to do like something that tells a story or something. I didn't really get into that here too much, I guess, but whatever. It's okay, no judgment. This is more, see, I would say like this would be more creative. He's like a little elf, so I'm trying to mix it in with the Fantastic Anatomy style and stuff like that. All right, you guys, so let's get into the lesson. This is going to be a long one. Get your utensils and stuff out, or else Pigeon is going to exercise his power against you. All right, see ya. Oh, well, I guess right now. All right, you guys, so this is going to be a long video, as you probably already are aware. And it would be longer, but I'm going to do the back on a separate video in a part 2. So we're going to do the front and 3/4 views. Look at this, man. We're in the future here. This is something called, what is it? Pose Maniac or something? I don't know. I'll put it in the description, but it's an app. You have to pay for it, but it's pretty legit. Okay, so we're going to use that as the reference, but I'm not really going to go fully from reference. I'm just going to kind of draw it as I've been drawing it, and then use that to you know, zoom in and point things out and stuff like that, and really take my time. And I don't have like a mastery in this at all. I won't claim that by any means, but I'm just gonna go through everything that I've kind of figured out or that's been working for me so far. So the first thing is you gotta have the structure, and I've done videos on this before. Am I in a good? Yeah, that's good. All right, let's make it bigger. Oh, maybe I made this canvas too big. No, this is good. All right. How big can I get? Whatever. So there's lots of different ways to do the structure. I don't know. But the main thing that I would say at this point, I feel like that's too deep a topic to get into, is that you need a structure. And I'll talk about the structure like as I go through individual parts and different ways you can do it. But you need like to put the whole body down and have it looking how you want it to look before you start. Maybe I should zoom in. Again, that's what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I won't take up more screen real estate. Alright, hold on. Let's make this smaller. Okay. So now I should be able to make the brush bigger. Yeah, that feels nicer. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna let's do it really rough. So we can use layers. So let's say if I'm doing it really rough and I'm just doing it whatever. The main things that I'm thinking of at this point is, okay, I want this, the relationship from the chest area, if I do it like that, or if I do it like that, and the pelvis to feel accurate. So like I realized the pelvis was too small, so bringing it down like that. And then from here to here, from here to here should be the same as from here to there. So it's going to go way down here, something around there approximately, right? That looks about right if I'm making that the top. So then these are going to be about halfway, so that needs to be longer. This needs to be longer. See, that's not even long enough either. And one thing I actually, see, it looks like really long to me. Let's put the feet in down here. This is really messy, but I think it's better to work like this when you're learning and stuff like that, and then hone it in. This is going to be around the bottom of the rib cage level, and then your hand's going to come down to around that thigh level. You know, everyone's different, so I don't try to like be like super strict and kind of just judge what looks good and stuff like that. But okay, here. So that's a little bit elaborate, but like, let's say we're gonna do that. Usually I'll do something much more simple, and I won't be as sketchy. But since we're just pointing things out, and I like the idea of like feeling it out and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So actually, let's just make that smaller on another layer. When I was in my sketchbook, and then all right, we got to do a 3/4. So I'm going to do a 3/4 and the front view in the same one side by side. So this one I'll try to do a little cleaner. I always end up changing the head, but the 3/4 usually I'll do one like that. And the pelvis is tilting back like that a little. And you got to figure out, oh wait, which is the main leg that it's standing on. So that's this one. Oops. And then this other leg. And also to figure out the plane it's standing on. I know these is a lot of things. That's why I'm like, I don't want to focus on this part because then this will be like, I don't know. There's too much, man. This figure drawing thing is too much. There's a lot. I'm not going to lie. But you just keep drawing and you figure stuff out, and no one's ever gets to the end of the race. So where there's always improvements to be made. Okay, so let's go with that. I kind of like matched it up there roughly. That's why I didn't. Okay, cool. So we've got our little outlines, and now we're gonna get into the muscles. Let's do it. So I'll probably jump back and forth, but I usually like to start at the chest area. And one thing for me is I found out. So the first thing is maybe what? Oh, I gotta make a new layer. Sorry. Just making a line like right around here, you know, like figuring this part out. And if I want to get the neck in there, using almost like the tube method. I think I have a video on that. Just laying there. Okay, let's come back to that later. Like this, okay, so there's a space between the pec, and then imagine you got your rib cage, the pec's going around it like that, right? It's like curving on it. So you're gonna see that a little bit right there. And then it comes in here, and there's two things you can think of. One is that the strands are coming in like that, attached to a bone right there, the humerus. Okay, so then you can have like a little okay, have it coming out like that, or that more emphasizing that it goes up here, because these parts kind of plug in like that, while this kind of comes like, I don't know how it goes, man, it's crazy. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to talk about what I've kind of figured out, but a lot of it I still have to go in detail and study each individual part. This is more of an overview. So I like to use a shape like that, and then that leads in nicely to having the shoulder come, and the shoulder is going to go, see, it's kind of right in between. It goes in between the bicep and the tricep, right there. So from front view, you can barely make that out. It's going to almost look like it goes over the tricep, but I feel like that subtlety is a nice thing to note, and especially when you get more muscular. So what you'll see is the bicep comes in like this, plugging in down here. And then, you know, I should probably, okay, I'm doing it how I draw it, but I feel like it would be better to study from the skeleton. And I guess maybe I'll make a video or do more studies like that. This is just it's hard to nail this topic down and really condense it into, like, take these steps and then you'll get to the end, which is what I tried to do in the book I think you saw earlier in the video. So then see the triceps coming out, so it's in between there. You can't really see it as much there. As the arm turns out, so let's say the arm was like this, then you're going to see less and less of the tricep, because it's going to kind of like, looking at the left arm, see how the tricep disappears. So as the arm turns out, it kind of twists that way. So from right there, okay. So my hand might be turning a little more in than this one. So from here, let's wait off on the arms and finish up with the torso. I like to get the torso and then work out. That seems to be the method that works best for me to get reasonable anatomy. So this is really cool about, okay, wait, so the one thing you're gonna have to find is the pelvis has, like, you know, it's got this thing going on in there. Okay, you don't have to worry about that too much. That was not a very pretty one. But the main thing you gotta worry about is this iliac crest, and you can make it straight or a little bit curved, depending on your preference, I guess, and your style. And just, you don't even, this part is gonna, yeah, you can do that, but basically that's gonna be, see how this connects into there? It's basically the abs coming all the way to the bottom. And what I like to do, which I saw in one thing, is connect this like that and make this like a weird little, oops. Why isn't my pen working? My pencil is disconnected. Alright, so picking up where we left off, the main thing I think is important that I learned about this, the abdominal muscles, is that they're basically a continuation of the chest. So let's go ahead over to this guy and work on him over here. And we can then rotate him. So there are some planes, and that's one thing I'm going to talk about, but for now the thing is you can find where the pectoral muscle is, alright? And then I like to use that shape. Now I've got the deltoid in there, and it'll wrap around there. But then what we're talking about here is that you can get the abdominal muscle wrapping all the way down to the bottom of the pelvis, and that'll help you, like, get a big piece of the torso in shape. I mean, into the drawing, and see how it's working in a really easy, fast way. But then, so you see there's, alright, so let's talk about this guy over here. So you've got the little ones up top, and then they kind of goes down, because there's the rib cage here, so it's kind of going down there, and then it subtly pops out again. So maybe something like that. And then the second, right below, or at the, what is this, the third one down, that's where the belly button would be. That looks a little low, but maybe I made this one a little too long. I don't know, let's just go with it. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Alright, so we got the abs, and then let's do that little, I was about to tell you guys about the little, like, underwear Speedo looking thing. That shape right there I feel like is helpful for me. So, so moving back over here, the way I represent that on this side is like these ones almost like plugging in, so and then these come out from behind this chunk right here, and then you divide that up too, and then you got the basic the setup for the abs there. So moving along to the rest of the torso, let's finish that up. See, you've got the, you're going to imagine the rib cage in here. It comes up to around the base of the neck, and then right around here to the bottom of the second set of abdominal muscles. And you can also, I like to just put that in like that, and then you're going to have the lat muscle coming in from behind. If it's a stronger muscular person, that's a pretty big lat right there. But if not, then you might not even see that. And then this whole part, I feel like it goes like kind of like that. And I'm just going to represent it as like one piece right there. And we'll do the same on this side. And there are these little guys that go like this. But I haven't paid attention to that, like over here. So I'm going to get into those details later. I'm just trying to get the general, putting down all the muscles. Okay, so we got the deltoid, bicep coming out of there, the tricep. Sometimes it can be like a bump and then a little bit straight. And then down here, so the forearm's always giving me trouble, but yeah, let's go ahead and finish up the arm since we're doing that. So let's move over to the other arm. And so there are two main forearm muscle areas, 1, 2, okay? Let's actually turn this guy's arm out like this. And then, so you can see what's going on a little more easily. Okay, so one here and one on this side. But it's not exactly like that, but just to start off with. So if this was the case, then the bicep would be coming into right between them. I'm gonna have to change this up a little bit. And like as the arm twists out, like I said before, you're gonna see less of the tricep, but you might see some of the tricep underneath right there. And then you got this one, and it connects to the thumb. All right. So the outside forearm muscle is like a bigger chunk, and it connects to the thumb. That's the important thing. So on this side, see it's on the outside. We could put a circle, and then we know the thumb's going to be right here. So there's going to be, it's going to slide in and connect to the thumb. All right. And on the other side, we've got one muscle that goes right there. See this one? I guess it's not as prominent here, but that one right there on the inside. Or it's a little, maybe it's more prominent. Yeah, I thought it was smaller. So and they kind of plug in. Oh no, okay. This one's gonna go to the middle of the what's it called, hand, and then yeah, and then this one goes to the edge, or it just kind of wraps around and keeps going, right? Like peeking in there. See, this is the one that's tough. Yeah, so that looks about right. That's what I'm gonna go with for now. Sorry if it's not 100% accurate, but I think it works out. All right. I'm not going to talk about the hands because I haven't really studied the muscles of the hands. That'll be interesting. On this side, so here we have that one little one that comes in like that. Wait, I thought there was one that goes in, and then there's that one. I think so. They all it's like a bunch of like. So I guess it's kind of you have to choose which ones you want to represent, or no, switch there. Okay. And then so this one's like going to the middle, and then this shape right here, I like for the back of the hand. I guess there's still like the things wrapping around like that, but sometimes I just think of it. So if I'm drawing an arm, okay, and then the hand is the back of the hand is facing me, so the thumb's like that, right? This one comes across like here, and you have like a triangle shape. Should make the brush a little smaller to show, but I think it looks good if you actually like do it properly. Here, let's see. See what I mean? All right. And then boom. Cool. So, wow, all right, good. We already did the arms. So now let's move on to, let's do the neck real quick, and then we'll do the legs as the last part. I guess really you should move like around more, but for the sake of like keeping things kind of organized, I'm going part by part. And reason to move around is to make sure that one part doesn't like end up, well, I guess if you have a good structure, then you should be able to do this. You should figure out the proportions and everything in the structure section. Alright, so I'm going to draw like a kind of the shape of the head. I guess we could, I don't think I'm going to do the muscles of the face in this one. Well, okay, I'll do it real quick. This is one thing that I'm figuring out. That's why I didn't want to do it. So these muscles on top, and then out of it comes, see, that's the thing. See that thing, the white part above the eyes, and then that helps me get the shape. So here's the eyes, here's the ocularis, orbiculus, ocularis, whatever. So then you got the eye set in between that and this kind of muscle. And I'm going to leave the rest because I have a feeling that the face proportions aren't really going to work out. I like indicating this muscle, I don't know why, by the mouth, and also kind of this shape I think is also like the mouth muscle. And then we've got some, if you kind of do this, and also remember that there's one here. I don't know why, it kind of feels like it gives the shape of the face. But see, that was kind of like, my thoughts aren't, and I haven't practiced that too much, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Sorry if the thoughts there were jumbled. Alright. So we've got, there would be a little thing. So we've got from around here and here, the sternocleidomastoid, and it's just going to plug in right there, but it also splits off and does a little something like that. See what I'm saying? And then we've got the trapezius muscle that plugs in back there, and here we've got some muscles that like kind of, I don't know where these are coming from, but they're not usually as prominent, I don't think, as the trapezius in the back there, what I'm drawing now, and the sternocleidomastoid. Those are the main ones you're going to watch out for. And I have a lot of videos on like ways of simplifying the neck, and pretty much always revolves around, actually no, there's one that's a little different, but yeah, those are important shapes. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the legs. So one thing I like to do about the legs is this diamond shape. And at first I was just doing it like that, but I'm trying to refine it to get it to be a little more. You could just do a diamond shape at first, and it's a really good way of getting, so that's where the knees are, okay? And I guess this one's facing more forward and this one's turning out a little for some reason. Let's go ahead. Let's just roll with that. So the main thing is this point right here is super important. Pew, pew, pew. All right. There's going to be a muscle around here and a muscle up here. And this guy is going to wrap right around, right into the knee, around both those muscles, and that's going to be your quadricep, and there's one in the middle somewhere. See, this isn't perfect, but there's something like that, all right? The point is, this side is a little higher, this side swoops down a little lower, but they're both above the knee, all right? And then, so one thing there's these two muscles here, you can see them there, almost like, they look like strings when you look at it from this side, because there's this one that swoops in all the way onto the inside of the leg. See, I think I'm getting too big with it now. I'm going to show you a way of simplifying it in a second. And then this is like the gluteus, but it looks like, see, it looks like it's coming, like this is a big, here, this shape. That's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes I like to start with this shape, and then figure it out from there. And there's the two muscles there, I think. Well, maybe you can only see one from the front, but see the other one sticks out a little higher. It can be like that, and like that, like that, and like that. Alright, and then the abductor muscles, I think. So this left leg, or his right, looks a little too big to me. Yeah, so let's go like that. I don't think these are the best legs I've drawn. And then this can kind of scoop up like that and give you an idea of where where the three muscles are. Where the three parts of the quadricep. Where's the fourth part? I guess it's underneath, or seems like there's three. Am I missing something? Oh, the middle one is split into two? Oh man, I didn't even really study the legs on this figure yet. Gosh, that might change everything. I still think this is okay, but like, it's really interesting that he has this parts go out like this. There's so many ways to draw the body. Alright, well I might have to come out with an updated leg method at some point. Does that look cool? That does look kind of cool. But is it accurate? No, because this is supposed to be the one that... I think I didn't make this swoop in enough. That's what made the leg look fat. Alright, we're learning as we go. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is going to be acceptable for now. We get another shot on the 3/4 view, which I'll just fill it at the end. So this one, now I've started to do this where this connects to the inside little, see, that's how he does it on this one, how the knee connects to the inside. It's interesting, I kind of like that, and it actually swoops a lot. Let's see on this one, maybe. Swoops in like that, and you've got that notch. And then you can kind of do this to get an idea of where everything would be, but I've kind of stopped doing that and just go right into the foot. And I'm starting to do the foot with this 2-level method, where it goes down like that. That's exaggerated, and then you put the big toe, and then you put some small toes like that, basically, and kind of indicate, you know, you can build it from there. That seems to be getting a more pleasing shape to my eye than the other methods I've been using so far. And then there's a smaller muscle that kind of seems to be like that, and this one goes like that. Yeah, I guess. See, that's the thing. This is just studying the muscles from front view. You know, I'm gonna have to refine, but I gotta make this video so I can move on with my lessons that I have planned for myself. It's one of the criteria, so I tried to do a lot of practice to learn as much as I could. This is a never-ending thing. It's gonna take a lot of time. So this is what I got for you guys for now. But I think I'm pretty happy with, like, now I have all the muscles from the front view, like a basis to work from. And so hopefully I'll be able to, you know, build on that with the details. Alright, so let's go back to this guy. So let's continue in the same fashion, and I'll just draw this one more naturally as I normally would. So we identify, you're not really going to see too much of that because the lats, because the arm's back there. Here comes the, and there's like a gap here, so one thing that's nice is that this, it goes to the thumb, remember? That's the one that goes to the thumb, and then we got that triangle shape right here. Connects, you can have a little gap that seems to connect to the, not connect to, but plug in up here. I think it's a separate muscle, like the bicep brachialis or something. I don't know. Let's see. Can you see here? Oh yeah, see, it's right next to there. But okay, so this one plugs into it a little bit like that, basically. But it's kind of cool to think of it connected to there. That seems to help me out. And then we have, you know, a couple going in there. Probably not so low. So let's go ahead and have that start higher up here. So it's more connected to the upper arm. Alright, let's try that. Just put something in for the hand. What do I usually do for the hand for now? I put a circle, and then, I don't know. Yeah, I can't talk about the hand. I don't really have a good feel for that just yet, except for in, like, that position. Which I could do a video on, like, kind of, like basic poses for the hands. If you guys want that, let me know. Okay. So kind of indicating there's the thing, there's this going, connecting to that guy. And this, on this side, might have a little swoop like that. That's a little exaggerated. But I wanted to show you guys where, and then you'll see that. I don't know, does that look good? Maybe it doesn't. If they're really muscular, it's definitely going to be underplayed or puffing out. Okay, cool. One thing that I kind of like to do is connect all these and make sure that it feels good as an ellipse to get an idea of how the neck's going to sit in there. We're going to take this point here where there's that notch, and the sternocleidomastoid is going to come up from around behind the ear there, and it splits off. And this one plugs in. I'm going to keep it simple like that on this guy. I'm not going to do the face because I have a feeling that's I'm going to mess it up, and then I'm going to be like, oh, now I got to fix it. Take a lot of time. But oh yeah, basically this, I like this thing right here. I think it's called the Zygomatic Arch, to make sure that the ear is far enough away from the eyes, and I use this shape so far for the eye sockets. And I'm gonna leave it, I think, at this point. Maybe you could put the nose in. I keep saying I'm not gonna do it, and I'm doing it. And then you could do the same thing with the mouth if you want. Looks okay, I guess. All right, it's a little small, so you have to think ahead. It's never the right size when I draw it. Okay. So on this side we would have let's make the arm sticking out a little bit for the sake of drawing it. Okay, and okay, that's under layer. So we've got the bicep coming in between one that goes to the thumb. This one's going to the middle, and a little bit on the edge there. And I think there is that little one in there. It comes across, probably help rotating the arm. And then that's it. Yeah, here's the pad for the thumb, kind of making the hands splay out and keeping the fingers apart are the two tips that I've been trying to like follow myself. Keeping like space between the fingers, and anyways, yeah. All right, and so the legs here, we're gonna have, so we can do the knee, put like a diamond shape or whatever. This comes down around like that. This one on this side. You can see, so I like to put a little circle here where you can see that, like, move your hand, bro, you see in there? There's like a thing that comes down on the edge on the side here. So from that point, it seems like all these guys just come out, and then behind that, there's a glute muscle that I think wraps into this side one. Let's look at that. Yeah, see, it wraps into this side one that you can barely see. And then you've got the abductor on the inside. No, it's abductor or adductor. And this one's almost facing forward, so we can just, I'm trying to follow the one. No, I'm not going to follow the one over there. Can't be learning new stuff right here on the fly. I'm supposed to be sharing with you guys what I've learned so far. Alright, so this comes on the inside. And then you've got the, there's going to be more of an abrupt, like, with the shins. Outside's more like that, and the inside's more like that. So these ones will be smoother and more compact. And I guess also more prominent. It looks like this leans more into this side, so I'd probably be better off going like that. And then here, let's draw that shape. Put some toes, just leave it at that. I know it's messy, but if I clean it up, then you guys will see all my mistakes. So we're not going to do that right now. Okay, this one, see, it comes all the way up to there. You can see, well, the adductor would go up there, basically. Just plugs into there. You can't really see anything on that side. And then the one thing to point out from this angle is that the calf muscle kind of plugs in higher into the upper leg. So you can make sure that that is... you know, there it doesn't like, it's not just like a bump and then flat and then the back leg. So that it kind of keeps a connection between the bottom and the top of the leg, upper and lower leg. Alright, so then we got this shape. See, basically the way you get that shape is just do that and then figure out the rest. Alright. The foot. Alright, cool. Wow, is that it? We did the front and 3/4 view. Yeah, in the next video, we're gonna do the back, and I'm trying to think if I forgot anything, but no, I guess I went through what we need to get through. So until next time, you guys, peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.